3, 2, 1. We're going live on the social platforms. I would say good morning, good evening, but who knows when or who is going to press on this video? Who knows if the algorithms will position it into your lap? Who knows if I am shadow banned because I talk about things like sexuality or the suffering of the planet or the violence that we see or the indoctrination and the manipulation of our media platforms, and who knows, eh? And here I am showing up, using the means I have at my disposal, not knowing how to use them properly. But if you tune into this video today, welcome. This is an Illuminate live series, and I'm doing a live every day in the weekdays, all the way up until the 1st of December. You can go back and look at the previous ones, and even if you just listen to them, they're not just promoting the event and inviting you just to come to the event, and they are in association to the event. But what I share will inspire you just in and of itself. So you can just drink from that nectar, or if you want to go deeper, you can join me on the 5-week online closed container as we go through December, which is usually the cacophony of Christmas, no? The marketing and the madness of the Christmas period, where everybody gets sucked into the indoctrinated time of year and starts buying things they don't need, and sometimes getting themselves into a lot of debt and drinking lots of alcohol and indulging in lots of food, whilst many of our brothers and sisters are starving to death and can only eat bugs off the floor. The irony, the wildness of this cacophony and this playground. So take a deep breath in on that. Where are you? Monday, what date is it today? The 14th. The 14th of November, 2023. Where are we? Caught in a world of fear around the world ending, the 6th mass extinction. Climate change is going to kill us this time. Or the wiping out of the coral reefs. The end of the world is nigh. We always have a story like that, no? Wasn't it COVID? What's going to do it next? Something's trying to wipe out the species all the time, no? Yet somehow we've been around for hundreds of thousands, stroke millions or billions of years. Who knows if history, as we've been told it, his story, is even aligned to what's really happening in this mysterious maze of creation. Yeah, how do I feel? Like, it's always interesting coming on here and not having anyone to talk to. Like, there's nobody here engaging live. I love engaging live, and I love being with beings, human beings, in flesh, in person, feeling the energy exchange of our electromagnetic self. It's exhilarating. And that's why I love at least being online when there's a live engaged beings that are with you on the screen at least. It's of course different, but they're on the screen with you. You can feel that energy exchange still beyond matter, beyond time and space. Are you a spoon, or are you a fork, or are you a knife? If you just arrived, welcome. Please share in the comments where you're tuning in from. Although I don't define myself as an Englishman, I do enjoy drinking tea. So today's title, just conjuring up ideas of what to share. Ultimately, I want to just show up, as I always do, transparently. But it was transformation is enjoyably painful. No, painfully enjoyable. Yeah. Either way, really, enjoyably painful or painfully enjoyable. But change is not easy. We all know that, right? Change is the only constant that we seem to see in this multi-dimensional dream space. Everything's changing constantly. I am not the same being as I was yesterday if you saw me on another video. I'm not the same being, not the same as I was just a moment ago before I said I'm not the same being that you would see on video yesterday. Not the same. Constant change. Everything's changing. Yet we seem to resist change like the plague. So my thing is, how about we reframe that? Because change and being a change chaser and being a yes to change, and when we see change and we see transformation and we see ourselves evolve and maybe create a new habit or start something new that we enjoy, that's enjoyable, right? There's fun to that. It's exciting. So when we look at our old habits and our behaviors and what I call it at times the pain body, the wounded self, it can feel really painful to go into those parts of ourselves and then transform them with loving awareness. However, it's very, 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 very enjoyable when you make a commitment to do that. You start to feel real joy, not the superficial joy, not the joy that you need from something outside of yourself or from having an experience or watching some great thing on TV. Not the joy from seeing somebody else's joy, although that becomes heightened. But just the joy of your being. You just being alive. The inner joy, the inner peace that evokes. The joy you can receive from the spaciousness that can arise between the witness, the greater you, the bigger you, and the little you, and the noise and the confusion and the incessant thinking that happens in that space. You know, the stories of your self-critic or self-judge, the one that says you're not good enough, you're not achieving enough, you don't have love, you're never going to have this partner that you crave. Or, you know, the one that is going round and round and round, being quite harmful internally, quite aggressive, violently communicating to you. You know, that little being that we all have inside us in different variations. So when you start to get space from that being, and you can bring loving awareness from the greater love that you are, to that part of you, that little inner you that just wants your love. This is enjoyable. There will be some pain. Mostly it's projected pain, fear, false evidence appearing real. It's created through the falseness of the fear-based projection. So it's kind of a superficial, it's an artificial pain. But we can still feel that in ourselves. It can be felt physically. So as the emotions are felt, there can be some physical pain. It can be like, sometimes when I've cried and I've been like, it's like something's being ripped open inside me, and like, in those moments it can feel painful. But once I move through that and breathe through that and allow it, it opens up into euphoria and ecstasy and serotonin release and oxytocin release, and it's a lot of natural ecstasy, naturally high. And this is enjoyable. So that's why transformation is enjoyable. Choosing to face the wounds and the dysfunctional habits that you've accumulated is enjoyable. It's fun. It's not all serious. I wouldn't do this if it was all serious. Yeah? We have to have, in order to be motivated, and in order to do something, we have to have motive, right? There has to be drive. There has to be some sort of, the mind often wants this, but it seems to be some benefit that we get from doing something. Otherwise, why would we do it? Everything we do for some, even if it's not a healthy benefit, it's still, we believe it to be a benefit. We won't even think it's unhealthy in that moment. But if whatever we do, whether it's supposedly good for us or bad for us, we do because something inside of us says it benefits us. There's some sort of gratification from it. No? Do you see that? Just inviting you to take 3 beautiful deep breaths through the nose and out the mouth. And if you feel like it, depending on where you are, you might be too close to somebody, but just as you breathe in, open your arms. And then just close them when you release. And then you can do one above your head. And then open your arms and drop them to the sides, like your wings, your angel wings. Oh. So where are you, if you're watching this today? Where are you in your life right now? What's happening for you? What's going on? Are you addicted to anything? Are you addicted to social media? Are you addicted to watching reels, these little reels now, short reels? Or addicted to checking apps, different apps on your phone? That's been my uncovering of my addiction in the last year. This mobile phone, touching things that I don't need to touch because my fingers were out of control. Wanting to get some sort of connection or confirmation. Are you addicted to any substances, alcohol? Are you addicted to a relationship or certain behaviors or fear? And when you say, how can I be addicted to fear? Well, I was addicted to the chemicals, the adrenaline, the chemicals that were being released when I was experiencing fear. So I put myself in extreme situations, not knowing, I didn't know this at the time, because I was getting a chemical release in my body. So I was addicted to the adrenaline. So what are you addicted to? Are you addicted to watching things you don't need to watch, but they give you some temporary fulfillment or sense of connection? Are you addicted to pornography or fantasies or masturbation? What are you addicted to? And addiction is at the core, it becomes an addiction, a habitual habit becomes an addiction when we are not the ones that can control it, right? And all addiction at the core is a craving for connection, deeper connection. Yeah, we all have habits, yeah? We're habitual beings. We constantly have habits. The way we wake up in the morning, how we first address the morning. Do we go and make a cup of tea? Do we go for a walk? Do we meditate? Do we go into the shower? What do we do as we first get up? We're habitual beings. So when we go on a journey of transformation, we are just bringing awareness to our habits and our addictions and our behaviors. And then we're checking in what's driving those. And then we ask ourselves, is that what we truly want? Is that who we truly want to be? And then with awareness and loving conscious awareness, we decide to change those habits. And we install into our mainframe, into our computer system, the brain, the body is the greatest intelligent computer system ever. And then we bring in new habits and behaviors, and we put in a new mainframe. Try to think computer terms, yeah? So we put into the junk, and then we take out of the junk, we clean the junk out of what we no longer want, and we reinstall the programs of how we truly want to be consciously through meditation. I personally use Joe Dispenza's self-hypnosis guided meditations, but also I use just repetitive consistency with certain practices, and then I rewire myself. Now, the rewiring process is not a 5-week process. I'm offering a 5-week closed container to uncover some of the aspects of your being that are no longer what you want to take into 2023. How can you show up more fully for yourself, your community, your family, and the world? But this is a process. This will be a process ongoing. For some of you, you're already on it. That's why you're here today watching this video. And for others, you might just be ready to start something new and rewire something. And you're like, White, I'm ready to commit to this. I'm ready to have discipline. So if you have the discipline and you're ready to really go for it, that's what this 5-week Illuminate immersion is all about. But beyond that, whatever you do, whether it's with me or anybody else, is like right now in the world, I don't know about you, but there seems to be a message that I'm hearing is like, are we going to wake up, mature up, step up as a human species collectively? Are we going to regenerate ourselves together? We can only do this in community. You can't do it on your own. It's not an individual dance anymore. We're being called to reorganize and reform ourselves. We're being called to come together in community and share our skills, our gifts, our resources, to work together to create solutions for some of the crazy suffering and pain and nonsense that has happened in our species for eons. We're being asked to come together. And some of the ways we can do that, the best we can do it is just speak our truth. That's it. That might be the first thing we can do. For some, it might be start growing a permaculture garden or a community garden for the locals. My friend's done that in Gozo, in Malta, Alexander. She created a community garden, brings people together. They help get their hands in the soil and they connect with one another, share food together, and they get a sense of community and support. And we're not in this alone. And then online, we're getting all these different online moves that are growing. Movements, sorry, not moves. Yeah, moves. Just these moves. You know, and I don't just mean the marketing trend of like, look at me, I'm on social media, come and look at me, come and look at me. That's also a massive addiction to our toxic behaviors. I'm about, there's many movements, not on Facebook and social platforms, like Mighty Networks and other platforms where groups are coming together in community, sharing themselves. Charles Eisenstein has an online community. Many others do. There's regenerative culture, online communities. So we're being asked, in my opinion, to transform from the inside out, because that's where real change takes place. As within, so without. So we're consciously deciding to transform ourselves, not just for ourselves, first and foremost to get ourselves out of the small self so that we can be part of the realization that we are interconnected to the bigger self, the greater organism. And then we are simply having fun, celebrating life in service to something far greater than ourselves. We tap into the higher consciousness, if you will. The intelligence that knows everything. The intelligence that is beating our heart right now. The intelligence that took a tiny piece of what seems like, liquid sperm elixir that mixed together, alchemized, and then started to grow and form through nutrients and foods that come from the land into the being, to enable and welcome in a soul being to shine, to illuminate, to awaken through the 9-month transition of transformation in the womb to come out of the womb, the priestess, the portal, catapulted us through sound, breath, and movement into life. Through life, into life. That point where we probably felt that we were dying and we were being born. God, do you not acknowledge that every day, how you birthed into existence? It's mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. I still don't think anybody really comprehends this. I know there are some. And then here we are. We can't even stand up. We can't even keep our head up in the beginning. We need support and parents and a group of beings, a community to help us, to nurture us. And you know what? We have to trust. So much trust. Unconditional trust. We don't even know who our carers are. We just come in, and some will say, yeah, we chose this mother and father and so on. But I mean, just think about this. In the beginning of your life, you couldn't even lift your head. You had to trust who was holding you. You had to trust the heartbeat. You had to trust the sensations. And then for that whole year or more and beyond, you were helpless and you had to learn to walk and to be nurtured and trust. We are not alone. You can't do this on your own. You never have been able to do this on your own. So we are in this together, all of us. And there's an intelligence moving through us. Call it what you will. Love, consciousness, light, whatever. God. It doesn't matter. There's a consciousness. There's an aliveness. There's an illumination. And that is what I want to evoke and invite into this experience. Whatever, I've been doing this for, being this and doing this for many years now. It's just a continuation. But I'm calling you, if you're hearing this, come for 5 weeks. Let us come together in community. Drop deeper so you can shine brighter. You know, it's like, yeah, I like that. Dig deeper so you can shine brighter, yeah? Because the more that you move what's in the way of the illumination, the more that you move it out the way, the brighter you shine. It's like cleaning off the dirt, yeah, from the dust, dirty mirror. Cleaning the windows so we can be transparent and translucent. It's an internal cleaning. And in my humble opinion, I could be, it's just the way I perceive it. It's just one perception. As each of us do this, we rewire and we shift the blueprint of the past. We don't carry the same thread. And the new beings that are coming in, the new souls, the new elders that are coming in at this time, they're coming into a very different consciousness than what I was born into. I had a lot of cleaning to do. I'm still cleaning. Yeah? So as guardians, stewards, co-parents of the new generation's birthing, let us not replicate what we have seen. Let us not violently communicate how we had been treated. Let us not continue that which we no longer believe to be true. Let us clean ourselves. Yeah? Let's clean ourselves. And that's what the inner transformation is all about. So thank you so much if you've listened this far. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I didn't see any comments today. I don't know who's there, but gratitude to you all. There you go. Karina, you're there, of course. So blessings to you all. Have an amazing week. I'm going to be live again. I'm not going to say, I don't know when you're going to watch this video, but there's a series of lives. Explore them. You pack down those last few things, Karina. You pack them down, gal. You get ready for your move. You're changing, yeah? This is change. Facing the change. Be a change chaser. Live life, one life. Even if you believe in past lives, afterlives, next lives, new lives, coming back 100 times, whatever. This life, in this form, you are a unique expression and you matter. Ooh, yeah. So with that in mind, I leave you this time. Today's live was all about fun, expansion, transformation, and the realization that you are a unique manifestation of pure divinity. Yes, if you look in the mirror, it's easy to see, but some get clouded because they got the blinkers on. They can't see the truth of who they are beneath the veils of distortion. Yes, magnificent ones. When will you see? I hope it will be today. Please peel back these plasters that are covering your eyes in such an insane way. Illumination is all about play. You cannot play truly if you are not illuminating fully. So please, if you've got this far on the video, whether it's with me or not, I don't really care, yo. What matters to me is that we no longer portray the density of a being that is dead and dying whilst they are living. Please, if you hear it from me or anyone else, you are a divine expression. Come out of the density of the small little house and shine, shine, shine. Woo! Adios, amigos.